I still remember it like it was yesterday. I was 5 years old. The day started out not unlike most days in my life at that time. My mother woke me up in the morning, had a bowl of Chex cereal sitting in a bowl that she'd already put milk in, and I got mad because it was all mushy. I wouldn't eat it. So she beat me and threw the cereal across the room, and then took me to school. I was 5. She took me to a school that was kind of like a school, but you know, kind of like a kindergarten, something like that. I had a pretty uneventful day, and when I came home, I came home on a bus, and when I came home, I came in the house, and my mother, at age 4, started sexually abusing me. So I would get home before my brother, and I came into the kitchen, and I remember the strange blank face my mother had. This stare. It looked like she was looking through me. She wasn't looking at me. I noticed on the table there was a gun, and I inexplicably walked up to the table and looked at her, and she kicked me in the chest. I slid across the entirety of the kitchen floor. This would have been 1978, and ended up next to the refrigerator. I slid about 25 feet across the kitchen. She picked up the gun, which I still remember the police saying that was a .357, and shot me. The bullet entered my leg, my left leg, or my right leg, I forget, and the bullet never came out. Traveled up to the back of my back, and then she turned the gun to herself, shot herself in the head. Now, I've talked a lot in my videos about things, and people always assume that because somebody's white, or because somebody's black, or because somebody's Asian, or something like this, that they know your life already. They already know everything about you. My mother was Japanese. My mother was Asian. So, because I look white, my father was white. Because I look white, then I've talked to several black guys on the internet, and they seem to think, you know, they've had a harder life than anyone else, and the only reason why they can give that is because they're black, you know. So obviously they've had a harder life than everyone else, right? Because they're black. You know, they know what it's like to suffer. They know what it's like to have a hard time. Well, in this situation, would you still say that? At age 2.5, I've said this before in many of my other videos, my mother put me in a hot bathtub, I got third-degree burns, over 50% of my body, at age 2.5. She put me in a bathtub with scalding hot water. She tried to say that I did it myself. She never held me. Boyfriends did that. Somehow she found mangina simp white knights to do it. So all the boyfriends that she had told the police and told people that they would be the ones that would change my diaper. They would give me milk, things like that. She had me when she was 21. So tomorrow's my birthday. And when I think about that, when I think about my birthday, these are the things I think about. When I'm having my birthday every year, I think about this kind of stuff. The fact of when I was 4 years old, my mother beat me so bad, I needed to have a hernia surgery. That when I was placed into foster care after my mother shot herself, I was beaten with almost every kind of thing you could be beaten with. I have scars all over me from this, and I'm the person I am today, and didn't turn into a victim or a killer or something else. And I didn't play the victim card. In the same situation, most women would play the victim card. You know, I don't do that. And when people tell people that, you know, I've had a harder life than you, I know more than you, I know there's a lot of people out there that have a harder life than I had growing up. But there's not many. So the reason why I do psychology, and the reason why I talk to people, and the reason why I care, isn't because I'm a narcissist or because I have something to prove. It's because I know how they are. I know what it feels like. I know what it means to have nobody who cares about you. And I know what it feels like to have a gun pointed at you and the trigger pulled, and to have the person on the other end of that be your mother.